it's Melinda from Green the Suburbs. I'm here to talk to you today about water conservation. A little bit more. These are my rain barrels that I've just put in. I'll talk about those in a minute, but let me just show you something first. That's a group of sprinklers that they stopped working. They weren't on the automated system anymore. And so I went ahead and put them on a manual system, so I have to turn them on each time I use them. And that was probably the best bid for water conservation that I've had in a long time. Because every time I turn them on, I can just see that water meter ticking away. So I'm going to turn them off right now. If these were automated, they'd come on in the early morning and I'd never know it. As it is, I turn them on just enough to keep the grass alive. As you see, it's really stressed out and not happy. But that tells me that I think what I'm going to do with this hillside is just stop mowing it and start planting, clover and some low-growing plants and let it just be a meadow and mow it occasionally. And that way, it should cover itself well enough that I won't have to water it that much, or maybe not at all. That'd be great. Anyway, so I'm back to rainwater catch. That's what I'm talking about today. So I put in this water barrel system. I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos, and thanks for all of your designs for me to look at and learn about. What I ended up with is the 55-gallon barrels. I had a one gutter outlet here that takes care of most of my roof. And so it was really strange the way that the pipe went off, and I recognize that it's still pretty strange. But anyway, what I've done is I just set it up so that it would drop down into this little flower pot that I've filled with rocks and some cloth to filter things out. So that's my filtration. I really only intend to use this for watering plants. So I've got a couple of barrels here, and it was really neat. I did the thing where you just use the threaded PVC pieces and put it in one of the bung holes as already threaded. And so you just thread things on and on you go. Set it up on blocks so that I could have some water pressure. And then, instead of using rigid PVC here, I'm in earthquake country, and so I thought, well, maybe I should not have something rigid. I just connected it with hoses. So I connected these two, and they're ready to go. You have to put, by the way, I found that you do need a little hole in the top, and oops, my cover's gone, so I need to put a new cover on that. But you need a hole in the top of each barrel so that it doesn't fill up with air instead of water. It lets the air go out. So anyway, right now I've just got the hose running around here to my next barrel, which is also set up so that if I come across another barrel, I can just quickly stick it up there and put it in line with the rest of them. And then, and by the way, I put the the ball joints that keep it so you can close it off if you want to. But anyway, then I've got that one attached all the way down here to this one, which is clear, and that's a nice thing because then I get a water level. And by the way, the fact that it looks brown underneath is kind of a trick of light. It's clear water in there. But anyway, so I have this one, and I need to play with the levels a little bit. They're not all at the same height, and so they're filling up at different levels. But this is good for this year. And then I've got a way to attach to hose right there, and then I can just go ahead and irrigate the main sort of food forest area. So that's what I've figured out for this year. It would be really nice, I think, to expand this at some point. Maybe put these barrels on another side of the house that I could collect rainwater from that doesn't collect quite as much, because I think I could get way more water than this. And then just put the biggest tank that I could fit right there, maybe a 700 to 1,000 gallon tank. What would be ideal probably is just to extend the gutter all the way over to that tank. And then I could put a little first flush filter, and I could actually get some good quality water out that way. But anyway, this is what I have right now. And this was, done with thrift in mind. This is almost like an experiment to see what I get from it. And then after I know what I get, then I will